Good morning, everyone. Afternoon, evening, whenever it is that you are watching this. It is morning for me, slightly cool, but still pretty morning. So I'm out here having my coffee, and I thought I would take this opportunity to kind of give you guys an update or life update with us, because we've got some pretty big stuff going on right now, and that is going to be affecting what I upload or how I upload, the frequency and all that good stuff on my channel. So thought I would just let you guys all know what that is. And that is, we are moving. Now, we currently live in Virginia, and we've lived here just over 6 years now. We love it here. It's been a really great experience. All that being said, we are going to be moving back home cross country to Montana. Now I say home, it's not home technically for me. It is for my husband though. We're going to be actually moving to the area of Montana that he was born and raised in. So really excited about that. That being said, it is a little bit bittersweet because we have, as I said, really enjoyed living here in Virginia. We moved over here from Washington State, which is my home state. And again, that was 6 years ago, and it was kind of not a planned thing at all. It was just sort of where we felt we were being directed to go. We were looking for a change, and a job came up here, and it just felt like that was what we were supposed to be doing. So we took it, and as I said, it has been just a really great experience living here. So I am gonna miss it, but the hard thing about living over here has been that our entire family is back west. They're all basically over there, and we're over here. And so that's been hard to kind of not be able to see family as much, you know, as we would if we were living over on the same side of the country. Now, we do take a summer trip back over there every year, and, you know, that's a good 2 months. So that's been nice, but it's still not really enough. And you know, we miss family and friends over there. So we're definitely looking forward to this change and this move, but at the same time, as anyone that has moved knows, moving is very stressful, especially if you're moving from one side of the country to the other. So it's been a lot. Now, the other thing is, we have kind of known about this, that it was a possibility, I would say, for probably a year and a half now. The potential or the possibility of moving to Montana for a job has been there for about a year and a half. And that's been in the form of 2 jobs, I guess technically 3. There was one in Idaho that we could have done from Montana. So yeah, there's been this possibility for a very long time. We just didn't know how it was going to pan out, what direction it was actually going to go. And we've just been doing a lot of praying and waiting, and it's been really hard for me because I am not a patient person, and so waiting for a year and a half to know what's going to actually happen has been really hard for me. It's been good for me, I'm sure, but it's been really difficult. That also has been a plus though, because it has allowed us over the last year and a half to kind of get our house completely ready to go on the market, and also just kind of organize and go through stuff and get rid of a lot of stuff in preparation for moving if we were going to move. And we had kind of come to the conclusion that if we didn't move to Montana, we were going to move somewhere else here. In fact, between the two main Montana jobs that have been, you know, kind of possibility over the last year and a half, we actually tried to buy a house here about 45 minutes away from us. We put an offer in, it was accepted, we were going through the whole process, but at the end of the day, it just proved to be too much work, too much expense, because it was I think it was 220-year-old brick colonial house, beautiful historic house, but it needed a ton of work, and it just ended up being too much for us, cost-wise, to make that work. So we had to walk away from that. So yeah, there's been a lot going on. Tried to buy a house, had 2 potential jobs on the other side of the country. It's been crazy. It really has been. But it's all kind of worked out, I think now, finally. 2 months ago, we got the official job offer for the job that he accepted. And yeah, so now we've just been in complete moving mode. And yeah, so if anybody noticed me talking about getting my pantry and my freezers cleaned out, that would be why. I've been trying to get all my food kind of used up because I had quite a stockpile of food and I didn't want to have to mess around with moving that across the country. So that was why I was doing that and have been doing that. But anyway, that's what's going on with us. We are going to be moving very shortly. I don't know when you're going to see this video, but as of now, we will be heading out in about just less than 3 weeks, I guess it is. Luckily, the way the timing of this all worked out, we're able to let our son kind of finish school, and then we are out of here basically right after that. And the movers will be here a couple days before we leave too. So it's all working out well time-wise. It's just really stressful. And I've been trying to keep up with my filming and all that. That's all going to kind of stop right now. I do have some stuff that I've already recorded, so there will be a few more videos coming out. But when we actually leave, I don't know how that's going to look. We're going to be taking a week to go cross country. We're going to kind of take our time and enjoy the trip this year instead of doing it in like 3.5 days like we typically do, because this is going to be the last time we do it. So we're going to kind of enjoy it. So that'll be a week of travel. And then, of course, on the other side, we have to, get settled and all that good stuff. So anyway, it will be affecting what I upload and when I upload. But I am going to try and get the stuff that I already have recorded up at some point. And then, when I can resume recording, I definitely will, because, I love doing this. But anyway, just wanted to say all that. The other thing about our move that's going to be really, an adjustment. Our current house is just over 3,500 square feet. And we're going to be moving into a less than 1,000 square foot home. We don't know what the exact square footage is on it because we haven't measured it, but it's very, very small, at least compared to this place. So that's part of, we're having that 1.5 years to kind of get rid of stuff or, go through stuff and sort of minimize everything has been very beneficial, because we have to get rid of, and we have gotten rid of a lot of stuff to try and fit in to this teeny house. I'm actually kind of excited about that though, because one of the reasons I wanted to move from this house, if we weren't going to move back west, was it's just too big. I get tired of cleaning it all the time. Anybody that has a larger house probably knows what I'm talking about. I feel like I spend my life cleaning, and I don't want to do that. So I wanted a smaller house anyway. What we were trying to get over here, if we were going to stay, was a smaller house just with more property. And again, that brick colonial that we almost bought was pretty much my dream house, to be honest, because I love historic houses. Let me know if you guys like historic houses. People either kind of do or don't. I've always loved historic houses, always wanted one. That's always been kind of my dream. And so this one that we almost bought, it was kind of sad to walk away from. But the funny story about that is this house, again, came in between the 2 different Montana jobs. And just to kind of go back and explain how that all worked. The first Montana job was a detail. Well, my husband did a detail for it. So he went over there a couple times and he was kind of helping them out for, I think it was 4 months. And during that time, they had asked him if he would be interested in the job, permanently. And he said, yes, but with certain conditions. One of them being that we wanted to be in a certain location in Montana. And this job was 4 hours away from that. And so we told them, or he told them that, he would have to be able to sit where he wanted to in Montana. And then there's some other conditions also that they would have to meet. And they weren't willing to let him be where he wanted to be originally. And so he did the detail. It was kind of back and forth about, are you sure you don't want it type of a deal? And it was, no, if you can give me the location that I want, then sure, let me know. But anyway, we had kind of almost given up on that one because it just didn't look like they were going to budge on location. And so at that point, this house came up, this brick colonial, that we just fell in love with. And so we, again, put an offer on that. We're in the process of, getting all the inspections and stuff done to make sure it was something that was doable. And at the end of the day, it just wasn't. And so we walked away from that house, and it was the very next day or 2 days max after we walked away from that house that my husband was contacted about the first Montana job and they told him that, yes, we will let you sit where you want. Go ahead and apply for it. And, we'll make that part work. So he applied for that. And then it was a couple months later, after interviews and everything, that they did in fact give him the job or offer him the job. And we ended up passing on that because they weren't able to meet another condition that we needed. They gave us the location, but they weren't able to give us something else that we needed. So we passed on that. But the funny thing, well, first of all, I love God's timing. Seeing it was kind of funny. We were so gung-ho about that house. And, it was my dream house. And I was really bummed to have to walk away from it. And then right after, the Montana job pops back up again as a very plausible thing again. Anyway, so that was funny. And then the other thing that was funny was during his interview for that first job, he actually found out about the second job, which is the one he actually ended up taking. And it wasn't even created yet. They were in the process of creating that job, but they let him know about it, that would be a possibility for him as well. And so that was in May that we found out about that. And it took 10 months. Well, we found out in March. So yeah, 10 months it took to actually get that job offer. So, there was a huge, long waiting process on that as well. Just trying to find out, is this one going to work? Are they going to be able to give us everything we need for this? We knew we could have the location on that one that we wanted as well, but there was, again, some other things that we had to get worked out. And there were periods of time, I would say like a month or two, where we would hear nothing on the job. And it just, again, exercise in patience big time, because we just never knew what was going on with that. If it was going to happen, if it wasn't going to happen. I did a community post somewhere along that whole process about God's timing and, waiting and all that good stuff. And very, very true. Again, this has been definitely a waiting experience and a realization that it's not your timing, it's God's timing. So anyway, finally got that job offer 10 months later. And now here we are getting ready to move. So it's all worked out. And again, it's all going really seamlessly right now that it's going. And when we got the job offer, everything just started clicking along really quickly. We got our house on the market. It actually sold right away. We had 2 offers within, I think, not even 2 days. And so we are under contract with that. So far, that's going good. Hopefully, we'll close on that right as we're basically leaving. So that has gone really well. And back to the place we're going to be living in. I have to talk about that. We were also blessed with the fact that my husband has a family member that owns a house where we're going to be moving, that we're going to be able to stay in. It's currently empty, and so that's where we're going to be living, at least temporarily. We don't know for how long, but we're very blessed to have that. Not only because, we don't have to mess around with trying to find a house over there right away, but the fact that the market is kind of crazy everywhere still, but it's especially crazy in that area that we're moving to. It is really, really, really bad, the house prices. I would say, I kind of did some calculations, and it seems like houses are probably 2.5 times more as expensive there as they are here. So that's going to be quite the adjustment when it comes to us buying another house. And so we want to be able to take our time and not have to be kind of rushed into getting a place. So having this place, even though it's going to be tiny and it's going to be an adjustment from this house to that one, we're just very blessed and feel fortunate to have that spot to land when we get over there. So very grateful to my in-laws for letting us stay there, and you know, we're gonna make the best of it. And I'm actually, I think, going to kind of enjoy having more of a minimalized life as far as like stuff. And I'm definitely going to enjoy not having to clean 3,500 square feet of house all the time. So again, adjustment, but I think it'll be fine. And we will find our place when we find our place. And in the meantime, we'll just make the best out of that scenario. But anyway, I think I covered everything. That is what's going on. Total craziness. My husband is actually currently driving over to Montana right now. He's been doing virtual. He's had the job for, I think, 2 weeks now. So he's been doing it virtually, but they wanted him over there for some meetings or something. And so he took that opportunity to drive one of our cars over and take some of the other stuff that the movers aren't going to be able to take. So he's currently driving over there. And yeah, he'll be gone for about a week. He'll come back, and then yeah, it is go time. So anyway, I've probably talked more than enough, as I usually do. But I hope you guys enjoyed getting a little bit of kind of a personal side, I guess, to my channel. I don't do a lot of personal stuff on here. It's mainly just recipes. But that's an update for us. We're excited, like I said. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this is going to look on the other side as far as filming and all that stuff. But I definitely do intend to keep my channel going. There just might be a little bit of a break or a lull there for a while. But you can follow me on Instagram. I will be doing posts on that probably fairly regularly during the whole process of this. But yeah. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for listening to me ramble on. I will see you in the next video.